Hello, and welcome to a demonstration of our COE312 project. As you may have seen from the run prior to this, we have a mostly successful and playable game. The only thing that we were not able to implement was the use of sensors. The reason behind not being able to do so remains a mystery to us. After several consultations with the instructors and GTAs, we just couldn't find out what was wrong with it. We had multiple opinions that took a look at our TCP class as and according to the software as well as consultations, they make sense and they were supposed to work, but unfortunately it did not. We believe this may have been a synchronization issue, perhaps because of with the IDE, or maybe just disconnection between the two devices that we were not able to establish, even though isolated the we had isolated the TCP class in a different program and tried to implement it where it worked fine, but when we did it in the whole game itself, it couldn't work. Aside from that, I believe we have implemented everything that was required according to the rubric. Just a quick walkthrough. We have separated every similar bunch of classes into packages, and we've used multiple characters. Some of them most of them being non-playable characters, as well as the player, which is implemented in the main. And for items, we use the template pattern as they had similar methods, such as examine, acquire, use, as you may have seen in the demo. And moving on, we also implemented our observer pattern into the fight scene, which was unfortunately not being able to be displayed because of the sensor issues. But the fight scene itself had multiple of the requirements, such as there was a set amount of time for the player to defeat the the game master, and as well as threads and synchronizations. Um, Also, to talk a little bit about the sensors that we intended to use in the project were gyroscope sensors for when the player would acquire the medicine from the storage room. They would flip the phone upside down to imitate a drinking motion that would replenish the player's health. And aside from that, we also used an location speed as a sensor, as well as an accelerometer that would have been used to fight the enemy back, and these were based solely around the message-based architecture that was required. Aside from that, we also implemented the state and strategy patterns, where the state mainly encapsulated the status of the characters, including the player, the game monster, whether they were dead or alive, and the strategy method was also used to implement the fight, where we used several types of attacks and fight behaviors that would have been displayed by the game monster as well as the player themselves. And it's quite unfortunate that we couldn't see the end of the game, but what the intentions behind what we wanted it to look like would be, according to the storyline, the player defeats Ethereum and frees the old man, and after freeing the